This is CHSTV News.
I'm Paige with your morning announcements. Let's start the show with a message from Mr. Daly.
Good Thursday morning, Cathedral. I have a brief announcement before I turn it over to Vice Principal Mr. John, who's going to be reviewing our very important lockdown and hold and secure. So everyone make sure that you've put your pencils down and you pay close attention, because we need to make sure everyone understands our emergency processes. Now, before that, I'm going to just quickly address bathrooms. Now, you may have noticed here at Cathedral High School, and if you didn't, I'll call your attention to it, that the bathrooms in this school are in very, very good condition. If you go into your average high school, your average, public place and go into the washroom, I know from my experience that the bathrooms at Cathedral are kept in very good order. Most of the stalls are fully functional. Toilet paper, they close with a latch. We make sure that we have soap dispensers that are full at all times, and it's especially important during the pandemic. Now, I am well aware, and so is our vice principal team, that there's some nonsense going around on TikTok and these various social media platforms about soap dispensers and people filming themselves, trashing their schools, trashing their bathrooms, and we're not going to stand for it here. This is something, it is a point of pride for me as the principal that the students of this school can go into the washroom with dignity and come out. And we have not had any difficulties with this over the last several years. Now, we know we suddenly have several hundred and probably 1,000 students at a time now back in the school. And some of our students seem to think this will be amusing for them to participate in this. I want to remind you that we have cameras in the hallways that lead in and out of those bathrooms. It is not a difficult thing to find out who was the last person in before the soap dispenser got trashed. Now, I would like to appeal to your maturity and good behavior and all of the students of this school. This school was built in 1995, and Miss talked briefly about the long history of Cathedral. But when they built this school in such a great manner, with such a high quality facility, there were some who thought the students wouldn't take care of it. If you look around and see the condition of this building after 26 years of it being here, it looks like it's brand new, because the students have always appreciated the gift of this facility and the students and this community. So I am appealing to your good behavior, your maturity, and positive peer pressure, that you will encourage your fellow students and continue to take good care of this facility. However, if you choose not to do that, you're going to get caught. You're talking about Mr. John, Mr. Fanianico, Ms. McCabe, and myself. We've been managing schools for decades, okay? We will find you, and you will be removed from this community before you know it. Do not mistake our caring, friendly demeanor for the fact that this place is going to be kept in good order. So I hope, and I know I'm talking to a vast majority of you students, you will take care of this facility like you always do. For those few who may be tempted to misbehave, to amuse themselves, you will be facing severe consequences. And if you want to spend the rest of your adult life telling everyone that you were at the best school in Hamilton until you decided to trash the bathroom and then you were removed, that's your decision to make. And I hope I don't have to make too many more announcements like this year, because we've had great behavior from our students since I've been at this school. And I continue to expect it going forward. I know I won't be disappointed. Now, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Vice Principal John. And again, I encourage you to please pay close attention to our emergency procedures. Thank you.
We good? Thank you, Mr. Daly. Good morning, everyone. I have to be honest with you. It saddens me to hear our principal and our leader, talk about those types of issues where individuals have taken it upon themselves to vandalize what I consider our home for 8 hours as a family and a school community. So I would encourage any of you, if you see any kind of vandalism, whether it's in the bathrooms, the hallways, the parking lot, the field, to come and let a vice principal know immediately. Your privacy and your name and all those other particulars will be withheld, so that nobody knows who comes forward, and so that we can address those issues quickly and effectively. And I'm hoping that Mr. Daly doesn't have to come on again to make that manner of announcement. I want to thank the staff and students for the manner in which they responded on Monday afternoon to the incident adjacent to our field. Even though we didn't have a reminder or a lockdown drill prior to that situation, staff and students responded very, very appropriately. Police had mentioned to us that they wanted to make sure that we congratulated staff and students for reacting in the manner that they did. A quick reminder before I go through everything this morning, and that is every situation is completely different from the previous one and will be from the next one. What we ask you to do is to use your common sense and adapt to every single situation as it pertains to that particular moment. So I'm going to go through a number of regulations and expectations, but again, everything changes on any given moment, so we ask that you use your common sense. In a building with over 1,100 people at any given time of the day, a variety of situations could arise at any time, and some of these situations could be dangerous to one of us, some of us, or all of us. I'm going to quickly review some possible scenarios of emergency situations that each of us need to be aware of. And more importantly, we need to be aware of our roles and responsibilities in each of these situations. There are 3 different manners of emergency procedures. The first one is called hold and secure. This secures the school due to an ongoing situation outside and not related to the school directly. For example, a robbery has taken place near the school property and the danger is an armed individual in the community. The school functions normally. The exterior doors of the school will remain locked until the situation has been resolved, usually by police. A staff member will be posted at each entrance. Exterior-facing windows should be covered, lights dimmed, and the threat is outside of the school and will remain outside. The second manner of security procedures is called shelter in place. This is used for an environmental or weather-related situation. For example, there might be a chemical spill outside, there might be a blackout, there might be some hydro lines down close to the school, an explosion in the area, extreme weather conditions, and things as such. All occupants are to remain within the school to protect us from any external situation. This contingency requires people to enter and remain in the building with the doors and windows closed. So you can enter the building, you may not leave. Staff members, again, are posted at each entrance. Fans, heating, and air conditioning units are to be turned off to prevent any air from outside entering the building. The third situation, the one that you're familiar with, is our lockdowns. This is only used when there's a major incident or threat of violence within the school. However, I'll discuss what happened this week. Any threats from inside the school or on school property pose an immediate and imminent threat to students and staff. When anyone sees or is aware of a major threat to the school, we ask that you inform a staff member immediately. Administration will then call 911 and provide verbal commands over the PA. When the school is in lockdown, a siren will sound and you will hear that the school is now in lockdown mode. At that point, teachers will then quickly check the hallways for any students in the halls, bring them into their classroom, and then follow lockdown procedures. Lights are to be turned off, computers are to be off, doors are to be locked if possible and closed, windows closed, curtains drawn. Each person in every classroom needs to be quiet and on the floor as far as possible from the main doors and windows in order to prevent being seen by anyone walking by. All cell phones should be turned off for the safety of all in the room. And I want to talk about that for a second. So my experience has been that sometimes people take it upon themselves to start calling, start inquiring what's happening on their cell phones. What that does, it illuminates the room. So anybody walking by who is a threat can easily look into a window and see an illumination, even though they may not see anybody, and know quite quickly that there are people in the room. So you're putting everyone at jeopardy if you do that. At no time should anyone open the door for anyone who is requesting entrance into the room. During an actual lockdown, police will go to each classroom and open the doors individually. Now, if we are in lockdown and a fire alarm should sound, you are to remain in the classroom and ignore the fire alarm unless there's imminent threat of a fire. So if you see a fire, if you smell smoke, then at that point you are to exit the building from your nearest exit point. If you are caught in a bathroom, close the stall door and stand on the toilet so that you cannot be seen from the entrance to the bathroom door. If you're in a change room, secure yourself in an area away from the main door. If you're in the cafeteria, get up and quickly exit the building from the south doors near guidance and move away from the building. Alternately, if the servery is open, quickly move inside the servery and secure yourself quietly. And the servery is the area in which they do the cooking. The cafeteria doors will then be locked. If you are in the library or gymnasium, follow staff directions into a secure area. If you are entering the building and you hear the lockdown alarm, we ask that you do not enter the building and evacuate the area immediately. During a drill, one of the administrators will announce that the lockdown has been terminated, and once again, in an actual lockdown, only police can terminate the lockdown and release students and staff from their secure areas. We will be conducting a lockdown drill sometime very soon to practice our skills and the safety procedures. Hamilton Police will be here to monitor. And as always, we take our practice drills very, very seriously. So everything that I've articulated already, we expect to happen on that day. Anyone taking things lightly will be addressed. Teachers, in your classrooms, in the top drawer, there should be a little red binder with all the emergency procedures outlined in it. We are currently updating all of the information in those binders, and we will have an updated one out to you shortly. Also remember that we are subject to having one major drill practice exercise every semester, so a lockdown, hold and secure, etc., and 3 fire drills. I will at another time go through the expectations of the fire drills, and we will be having a fire drill in the next week or 2 as well. So that being said, thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your patience this morning. Have a great day.
If you're in a classroom when the lockdown alarm sounds, don't panic. The teacher will direct someone to close the curtains and turn off the lights. The teacher will check outside their room for any students who may be in the hall. Once everyone is inside, the teacher will lock the door. Cover the classroom door window if time and safety allows. To make your room appear empty to a possible intruder, remove any items that are on the desks. Stay away from any open windows and go into a prone position in an area of the room that is furthest from the door. Do not use cell phones as it may interfere with police transmitters. Wait to be released by the police or school administrators. If you're in the forum or hallways during a lockdown, do not panic. Proceed to the closest classroom that is open and will follow the correct procedures during a lockdown. Any classroom in the forum hallways is a good classroom to go to during a lockdown, especially rooms 101, 102, 103, and 104. If no classrooms are open, go to the nearest exit and go to the outside perimeters of the school. Remain outside until the lockdown is terminated by the administration or Hamilton Police. If you're inside a washroom during a lockdown, stay calm. If possible, lock the door. Then, move to the farthest stall away from the door and lock yourself in. Wait to be released by the police or school officials. If you're outside the school when the lockdown alarm sounds, do not enter the school. Move as far away from the school as possible until you receive information by the police or school officials. If you're in a portable when the alarm sounds, stay calm. Close the curtains and turn off the lights. Tip the desks over and create a circle in the middle of the room. Go into a prone position within the circle of the desks and do not use your cell phone. If you're in the caf when the alarm sounds, stay calm. Leave the caf through the doors to the back field. and stay as far away from the school as possible until you receive directions from police or school officials. If the alarm sounds when you are in the gym, do not panic. Proceed to the change rooms. If possible, lock the door and stay calm and quiet. If you are in the library when the alarm sounds, stay calm. Stay away from all open windows and proceed to the room behind the librarian's desk. Follow the directions from the librarian or teacher on supervision. Wait for police or school officials to be released. If you hear the fire alarm during a lockdown, ignore it, unless you feel like your life is in danger. Remember that you must remain locked down until an administrator or Hamilton Police release you personally or via PA announcement. A lockdown may continue for a variety of reasons well after the lockdown alarm has been turned off. The purpose of a lockdown is to make the school look empty for the intruder. In a situation like this, the intruder will be easily visible for police and school officials. Be sure to follow all lockdown procedures to ensure your safety.
Thanks, sir. Mr. LaRue and the entire Glee Club would like to thank everyone who attended the meeting yesterday after school. If you were not able to attend and you love to sing, dance, rap, play an instrument, or just perform and would like to audition, please sign up for an audition time outside of room 115, which is the backstage door, and pick up an audition form off of Mr. LaRue sometime today. Thank you, and looking forward to seeing all of your talent this year at Cathedral. Registration for night school continues until September 24th. Night school runs on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. starting September 21st to January 20th, 2022. It is being run virtually in a synchronous format unless public health allows in-person instruction. Follow these steps to register. Add the course you wish to take to your MyPath backpack. Complete the permission form to attend and submit it to your guidance counselor. Please see the night school flyer for courses offered and additional information. The flyer is posted on our school website. Speak to your guidance counselor if you have any questions. The first Liturgy Imagination Team meeting is taking place in the chapel today. If you are in grade 12, your meeting will start at 2 p.m. Grades 9 to 11, your meeting will start at the end of the day, also in the chapel. You will be discussing our opening school liturgy, which is taking place on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. If you are interested in Halloween for Hunger, social justice issues, and your faith, Lit might be the club for you. Check them out today in the chapel after dismissal. See Miss O'Keefe or Miss Craig if you are interested but unable to attend the meeting today. Field hockey tryouts continue all this week. It's not too late to try out. Come by the back field after school to get a permission form. All grades are welcome. This is a large team and more players are needed. Thanks from Coach Lucier and Coach Canton. There is a novice girls basketball practice today after school at 3 p.m. in the gym. And this is a message to all those who are trying out for the junior boys volleyball team. Please check the list on the door of room 319. Only those names on the list are to go to the tryout today at 4:30. Thanks from Mr. Parker. And those are all of your announcements for today, Cathedral. Have a great day, gals, and thanks for watching.